We're still keeping our focus on the fight against terror. Let's cross over to Abuja with Markwe to continue this.
Well, thank you, Gimba. Joining us now is Bish Johnson. He's a retired U.S. captain. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Thank you, Markwe.
Well, you must have been listening and following the number of threats we've been facing in the last couple of weeks or so. We've seen attacks in Adamawa. We've also seen over the weekend attacks in Borno. And right now, the president is in Jordan for this counter-terrorism summit. Just before he left, however, there was the launch of a counter-terrorism strategy by the Nigerian government, even though we're not very clear on what that would entail. But to your mind, from what you've seen so far, where do you think we're losing the plot?
We've lost the plot, from so many fronts. Like the last time I was here, I told you, we've not been able to take the message directly to the people that matter, which is the ordinary citizens. And we keep emphasizing this because they will give you the bulk of the intel that you need to carry out these operations. Because what is happening is that we don't have good intel. We are here in Nigeria and we are getting, warnings from foreign nations about attacks that are, imminent or may take place in Nigeria, while our own agencies have not been able to even alert their own citizens of anything of that matter, or giving them, tell them what steps to be taken. So we are missing the steps in that we are not taking the message directly to the people. I read about the Ministry of Information saying they are about to, hype up their campaign, see something, say something, on TVs and radio. I'm like, oh my God, maybe these guys are not born in the villages. I was born in a village. Okay, so I understand how things work in the village. It's only when you sit here in Abuja that you talk about radios and TVs. A lot of villages in Nigeria don't have electricity. Okay, even those that do have electricity, more often than not, there is no power. So they can't watch TV, even if they have TV. Some don't have TV, some don't have radio. I listened to Captain Omaru, and I'm on the same page with him. You have to take this message directly to the people. Talk to them in their own language, the language that they understand best. It's not...
Just quickly, though, talking about foreign missions, because you mentioned that in passing. The United, beg your pardon, the
US Kingdom, and the UK.
Yeah, warning citizens over, imminent terror threat attacks over Christmas. First and foremost, do you think that it was deliberate on the part of the Nigerian government not to tell the people? Perhaps they didn't want to alarm Nigerians?
Well, I think it's a strategic move on the part of the Nigerian government, because anytime you give security alert to citizens, there's also an implication to it, implication in terms of economics. Okay, you don't want to create a sense of panic amongst your citizens. However, it's better to err on the side of caution than not to do it at all. I read the message, coming from the UK and the US. There is no specific intel saying that there is going to be so and so. It was just a general message which they gave to their citizens to be cautious, especially at this period. Because if you go back in history, you discover that right around this time, there's always the threat for terrorism and other violent activities do go up as people prepare to go for the Christmas and New Year celebrations. So it was a general notice given to US and UK citizens in Nigeria to be to be cautious of traveling to certain areas of the country at this particular period. But my take is this: last year we launched this National Terrorism Advisory System by the Office of the National Security Advisor. From that day to today, that system has been in comatose. At no time had ever the threat level of this country gone up or down. We don't even know where the threat level sits right now in this country. They have not utilized that system, not even for once. And there has been a series of terrorist activities and attacks in this country. The citizens have not been alerted before these things happen, or what steps to take. They said, yeah, Abuja is secured. I heard they say Abuja is secured. Okay, Abuja is secured. What steps should the members of the public be taking right now to to be able to be safe.
No,
the government has not given them anything, has never told them what they need to do. There's never been any kind of, enlightenment campaign in that matter. Would
you say that we're dropping the ball right now? I mean, because coming into Abuja, I found things a little different from Lagos, where I was coming from, in terms of their security awareness level. Would you say that from what you've noticed in Abuja, are we dropping the ball, for instance? Just taking Abuja as an example, because we all know as citizens living here and even in the country that towards the Yuletide season, the chances that bad people will want to carry out their attacks, this is the time that they try to make the most impact. But would you say that we as citizens need to be reminded that this is the time that things like this happen?
Look, the number one responsibility of every government is security and welfare of the citizens. There are certain things that government can do for the people, even though we do recognize